What's up, DGens? Now, the other day on Meme Monday, I talked about the DGen meme calls ScraperBot. Now, I've compacted down that video for you here today to make it simple to follow. The DGen meme calls ScraperBot is a bot that scrapes our premium calls and auto trades those calls for our premium members. Of course, those are only available for premium members, so the premium DGen meme calls membership should be linked in the description below. Also, keep a lookout at the end of the video for a look into the calls data collected by the community and how it is possible to create a profitable strategy with actual calls data. This week, or the last week, we released a DMC scraper. Now, Raf produced the first version of the DMC scraper for the premium group. Now, what is the DMC scraper? It's a bot that scrapes our Telegram channel and makes trades on the premium gambles at the moment, automatically trading whichever bot you decide to go in on these premium calls. Now, currently scraping only the premium gambles. Will eventually cover all our calls with the custom filters. So we have CTO calls, we have smart money calls. Any other calls that we have will also be covered in that DMC scraper. Probably in the next few days will be a new version. Now, currently it can connect and trade with GMGN bot, DSB, DeFi Solana bot, TradeWiz and Trojan, and there are other bots coming in the new version soon this week. Now, to make it easier for people who are not technically minded in terms of running command line bots or terminal bots or whatever, we've made it, or Raf's made it, a Windows and Mac app version, so you can run it quite easily on a Windows machine or a Mac machine. There is a written and video guide, all available through the premium membership. You have to be a premium member to get access to that scraper bot in order to do these auto trades of our calls. There is a walkthrough of how to start that bot. And I've noticed just in the last few days, a lot of people have been having problems with that. So I'm going to set aside 8 minutes or so to go through the video to get you guys up to speed on how to set up the scraper bot. And personally, I've set it up on a Windows virtual private server, which is easier for me because if you set it up on a virtual private server, then you can run it for 24 hours and you don't have to leave your own computer running for 24 hours. It's just sitting on a virtual private server. So it's very easy. So we're going to run through that right now for you guys. And I know some of you probably are all up to speed with that, but there are other people that are still struggling a little bit. And let's have a look at this video on how to set up the DMC scraper to auto trade our gamble calls at the moment, with more calls on the way. So for those people who are struggling, this is for you guys.
All right, premium DGens, here is the DMC scraper running on a Windows machine. I'm going to show you how to get this running. Very, very easy and very quickly to do. Let's just jump straight in. First thing you're going to need to do is navigate to the DMC premium chat, the DGen meme calls premium chat, and navigate over to the DMC Academy, where you'll find the downloader file right here. Now, if you cannot navigate to the DMC Academy, I have the link below this video that will direct you straight to this message right here. So you just need to download the DMC scraper right there and then open that up on your machine. Open up that zip file and you'll have a Windows and a Mac version. Now, I'm having issues running the Mac version right now. I'm sure that there'll be an update to get that running. It's just giving me an issue to get that running. Let's jump over to Windows version. We have the config.json and we have the contracts.txt file and we have the DMC scraper exe file, which you need to launch in order to run the scraper. But before we do that, we need to enter in the details. Now let's jump over to the documentation, guide to configure and start the DMC scraper bot. This guide will walk you through setting up and starting the DMC scraper bot, including how to obtain a Telegram API key to configure the bot. Warning, protect your API key. Do not share your API key or API hash. Your Telegram API key and API hash are sensitive credentials that grant access to your Telegram account and any associated bots or services. If these credentials are exposed or shared, they can be used by malicious actors to gain unauthorized access to your Telegram account. This may lead to loss of personal data, messages, contacts, and channels. Compromise bot wallets. If your bot interacts with wallets or handles financial transactions, these could be at risk if your API keys are compromised. So we need to create an API key and an API hash, but be very careful with that data. Do not share it with anyone. Only put it into the bot and run it within that bot, and do not share it anywhere else. Treat it like it's your own personal private key for your crypto wallet or your seed phrase for your crypto wallet. Very much the same thing. Do not share that API key or API hash. Steps to protect your API key. Keep your API key and hash private. Never share your API credentials publicly or with untrusted parties. Store your credentials securely. Use password managers or secure methods to store the API keys. Regenerate API keys if you suspect a compromise. If you believe your keys have been exposed, immediately regenerate them from mytelegram.org and update your bot and configuration. Now, I know I did harp on that a little bit with the API stuff, but it is very, very important that you do not share that with anyone. Remember, the loss of your API key could result in the loss of your Telegram account and any associated bot functionality, including compromised wallets or financial transactions handled by your bot. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's proceed and get sorted with your API key. Now you need to go to mytelegram.org. So let's jump into mytelegram.org and figure out how to organize an API key and an API hash. Now over at mytelegram.org, it will ask you to put in your phone number. Now put in the phone number along with that international prefix as well. So I'm just going to enter my phone number in here and I'm going to hit next, and you'll receive a confirmation code through your Telegram account. Now you need to jump onto your Telegram account and enter the code that you've received as a confirmation. So just get it in your phone, or if it's on your computer, just do it through there. Now we have our code. I'm just going to type that in. And you can also select Remember Me and just hit enter or sign in. Now, once you've signed in correctly, you'll have these links here: API development tools, delete account, logout. So you don't want to delete your account. We want to enter the API development tools. Here I've obviously already created an application, so all I need to do is make an update or save any changes. But before this step, you'll have the ability to create an app, and all you need to do is give it a title and a short name, and there may be a create app button or something like that. And then once you've created that app, it will give you these API hashes and API ID. So you need to remember the API hash or API ID that you need to put into the bot in order to get access to your Telegram account. Creating that app configuration is very easy. Now if we jump over to the documentation, step number 2 is to configure the bot. The bot configuration is done through a config.json file. This file contains your Telegram API credentials, phone number, and other preferences, such as the bots you want the scraper to interact with. Open the config.json file in a text editor such as Notepad or code editor. Here's a sample configuration with explanations for each field right here. Now to get this running on a Windows machine, I've actually got a VPS. Personally, I prefer a VPS over running it on my personal computer because it needs to be running 24/7 or on 24/7 in order to run the bot. So we're going to jump over to a virtual private server here where I've got the bot running. All you need to do before you run the DMC scraper file is add those details to the config.json file. Now you need to go open that up with your Notepad, and you're going to need to enter in the API ID, the API hash, your phone number for your Telegram account, as well as the session name, which is this short name here. And we also have the bot to use is DSB, and the DSB by amount is 0.05. Now once you enter in your configuration settings, very, very easy to do. We need to figure out which bot you want to use. So we have a few bots to use. Here's a list of available bots you can use in the bots to use section. DSB, DeFi Solana bot, GMGN, TradeWiz, or Trojan. You can specify one or more bots in the bots to use section. The bot will execute purchases with each bot in the list. So you can see in the example here, this is DSB and TradeWiz. So in this example here, bots to use has 2 bots, DSB and TradeWiz. So if you want to use multiple bots, just separate them out by commas, but put them inside inverted commas there. If you want the bot to interact with DSB and GMGN, configure like this. So again, it's separated by a comma, but inside inverted commas, DSB and GMGN. So you can scrape and do multiple purchases with different bots. Once you've entered all that configuration stuff into the config file, config.json file, make sure you save that configuration, and then all you need to do now is run the bot. Running the bot windows, just locate the executable file, which I have here, DMC scraper. Let's just close that down for a second. All you need to do now on the Windows machine is double click the DMC scraper, hit run, and that will run. Now all you need to do is press enter to start the bot. If it's the first time you're running this bot, Telegram will ask you for another passkey. First time authorization. When you run the bot for the first time, it will ask you to authorize your Telegram account. You'll receive a code on your Telegram app, which you must enter into the bot to complete the login. So for the second time in this process, you'll be asked to get that code that you received from Telegram. That'll be directly from Telegram. in order to put that code into the DMC scraper. So if we go back here, of course, my bot is already running, but before this happens, it will ask you to put in the code that you receive here on your Telegram account for the first time. You only have to do it one time. Once you've done it once, it'll be fine after that. Just run the scraper, enter that code for the first time from Telegram, and then the bot will start running for you. And once you hit enter to start running the bot. So from there, that's that simple. Currently I'm running it off DSB, but I probably will do some experimentation running GMGN and maybe TradeWiz. Fantastic that we got this option to put in multiple bots as well. How the bot works: once started, the bot will continuously monitor the specified Telegram channels and users for contract addresses. When a new contract is detected, it will interact with the bots listed in the bots to use configuration, setting by commands if applicable. Now you can run the bot also in the command line, but I'm not going to worry about showing you that on this video because it's much easier just to run it by double clicking the DMC scraper file. So using that is a much easier and quicker option in my opinion. But you can run it in the command prompt as well if you do wish to do that. That is the steps on how to run DMC scraper. Very simple. Create Telegram API hash and key, enter those into the config file, and make sure you authorize Telegram both occasions to do that, and then run the bot and then hit enter. That's that simple. I'm running this on a VPS because it runs 24/7, so very, very easy. You can run this on your local machine if you wish to, but I would suggest also running this on a VPS, so the 10x servers link is linked below as well.
That is how you install the DMC scraper. Very, very easy to do. So I'm going to go through my results for the scraper for this week. I've recorded 4 days of trading with the scraper with different scenarios. The first scenario here is scenario number 1. I think about 30 trades. No, 28 trades. Now this scenario, I had a take profit level of 50%, taking 67% of my bag. TP2, 500%, 23%, and TP3, 1,000, 10%. I decided to try trailing stop loss again. This is through DeFi Solana bot, so stop loss -70, trailing stop loss 70. Now, history for me, as I've never had much luck with trailing stop loss, and that didn't change with this particular scenario. Now you'll see here I had quite a lot of trailing stop loss hit. You'll also notice that there's quite a few tokens that went on to do a lot more than just what I actually had set up in terms of, well, TP1 and 2 anyway. I didn't get any TP2 hits because trailing stop loss would hit before that, or it would jump back down to stop loss. So scenario 1 was not profitable for me at that level, probably aiming a bit too high, and not really a great trailing stop loss. I've never really enjoyed any success with the trailing stop loss of DeFi Solana bot, so I'm going to move on from the trailing stop loss. In scenario number 2, I did 3 TP levels again, 50, 67, 300%, 23%, and 1010. So I've lowered TP2 down, try and make some TP2 hits, which I got, and I've also lowered the stop loss level a little bit, and no trailing stop loss, and I did much better, 14 wins, 7 losses. But because the trades not enough trades completed, or not enough trades even got to TP2 for me to make amends for those losses. So that was nearly profitable, but not quite. And again, you can see some of these tokens went on to do a lot more than what I'd set up for in terms of my TP settings. So here, GPT2 didn't get anything, went straight to stop loss, and then did a 39x. So that was very disappointing. So would have been profitable if I had got that one for sure. Next, scenario number 3. Actually, this is just to show you. These yellow highlights here are ones that got tokens that got away. So 15x, 1.8x, 4x, 39, 2.3x. And this is what's happening after either hitting or after hitting stop loss. I did get one project 89 that went through to 1000%, but it wasn't enough to make it profitable. Scenario number 3 for the DMC scraper, I went back to the old 50%, 100% take profit and a stop loss of -60, and I got 10 wins and 7 losses. And because these trades, obviously the ones that hit TP1, because I didn't have any TP2 or 3, then the trades finished. But you can see again, I missed out on a lot of big gains here, quite a few actually, but it was profitable. I did actually make some profit from these trades, even taking it 50%, selling at 50%. So that was a good strategy, but I also left some dollars on the table there as well. So hard to find the balance. Final scenario, I went in scenario number 4, which was the weekend. And lesson I've learned a long time ago, don't trade on the weekends. And honestly, there's not a lot of volume, not a lot of calls as well. I set up a different scenario, 2 TPs. TP1, 40% profit and selling 70% of the bag, 75. And TP2, 75%, 25%. And I didn't get a lot of TP2 hits. I got 4, but it wasn't enough to recover from all the stop losses that I had. Minus 55 stop loss, 9 wins, 6 losses. Nearly profitable again, but not quite. And you can see the difference actually on the weekend. Not a lot of tokens did much more than what happened in these trades, except for a couple. One did 5x, one did 2x. So hard to know the exact balance. I'm going to stick with the conservative side of things. My personal opinion, it's hard to go for those moonshots and find a profitable strategy to negate the losses that you're going to have along the way. So interesting scenarios tonight. I'm going to start a new scenario, number 5. I'm going to do a single TP setting, 60% take profit, and sell 100% of my bags. And I'll do a minus 40% stop loss. Pretty low stop loss. So I'm going to be interesting to see if that works out. So that'll be my next scenario. So tomorrow I should have some updates on how that went as well. Now this is the actual calls data that is being recorded by our community. The fantastic community that we have in the Premium DGen Meme Calls channel have created this spreadsheet of actual data from the Premium Gambles calls that we're actually auto trading on with our DMC Scraper bot. So what we have is from the 16th of October right until the 25th of October right now, but there will be more data added as we go. You can actually do a strategy breakdown right here on this spreadsheet based on actual data from the blockchain that we've recorded with our amazing community. Now we have the fee side of things where you can put the amount of SOL you want to put in per trade, the SOL price. We've also got trading fees, SOL fees. You've got the start and finish date if you want to actually work on specific dates. We've also got start time, end time, and specific days of the week as well. And you've got times that you can check here as well. And you can activate the day of the week and the times by these tick boxes right here. So fantastic options to really nail down specific dates or specific times, and also nail down a strategy with fees and the amount of SOL you want to invest per trade. Now, further in here, we have the TP settings, take profit settings. Now, as mentioned, the Scraper bot does currently work with 4 trading bots, GMGN, DeFi Solana bot, TradeWiz, and Trojan, with more bots to come. A lot of these bots have 4 take profit settings as well as SL, and some of these bots do have trailing stop loss as well. So there's trailing stop loss, which I believe is calculated for DeFi Solana bot. So you can go through and you can strategize with 4 different take profit settings based on real data. It will give you actual results based on real data. So you can go through and pick particular take profit settings. So at 100% take profit, I want to take 70% of my bag. At 200% take profit, I want to take 30% of my bag. And you can actually go through here and you can select the kind of market cap calls that you wish to target. So we have 1 million market cap, 1.2 million market cap. We also have a max 5-minute volume of 300,000. So if you want to target those, you can target those as well to really nail down specific data for your strategy. So this is a fantastic spreadsheet that's been put together by the community. They've done a really good job. I think that is available for the premium members. Again, the DMC Scraper, as well as the spreadsheet, is all available in the DGen Meme Calls premium Telegram account. So make sure you check out the links in the description below if you do wish to get involved with the premium side of things. The data that is being collected is very substantial. It's very thorough. Now on the right hand side at the top here, we have the results from your strategy that you've selected here in the blue. So the totals based on report, that's based on this data. We have 10 days of trading, 267 trades, 113 wins, 154 losses, and a 42% win rate based on this data, as well as the other data that you've selected, if you have selected any data through here as well. So very substantial. You can see if we go through and select certain aspects, you can see things changing in real time. 46% win rate, 23.95% ROI, depending on what kind of targets I put in. Also talking about days of the week as well. You can see things changing if you select certain days of the week, because we know that the market does change every day of the week, especially on the weekends. There's a lot less volume, so things are not as great on the weekends usually. But with this data, you can certainly select some strategies that will help you decide which days you want to trade, how much you want to trade, what kind of take profit strategy you want to make, depending on the data and what results come back from this. Now you can also do take profit 3 settings, take profit 4 settings. Like I said, stop loss as well as trailing stop loss. It's all there for you to play with. I should mention as well, this data is not going to be 100% accurate compared to what trades you might see. Your actual live trades, probably going to be a little bit of a difference between when you get into your trade, as opposed to when the call was made. Maybe even only 1 or 2 seconds, but that makes a lot of a difference when memes are really volatile and moving very, very fast. So it's really just a way to find a winning strategy in order for you to be profitable. So that is the DJ Meme Calls Scraper Bot, currently scraping the premium calls. We also have this spreadsheet available to premium members as well. So make sure you jump on board if you're very interested in the premium channel. The links are in the description below. All right, DGens, have a great week. I hope it's profitable. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye for now.